There is a reason your heart feels restless today. There is a reason your spirit has been sensing movement in places your eyes cannot yet see. Because while you were living your life, while you were wondering if anyone truly understands what lives inside your heart, while you were questioning whether the connection you feel is real, your soulmate spoke your name today. Not casually, not carelessly, not in passing. They spoke about you in a way that shifted something deep within them, and what was said in that moment has started a chain of events neither of you can stop now. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. They were not expecting your name to rise into the conversation. It happened suddenly, naturally, almost as if the universe itself guided the moment. Someone asked them a simple question. A question they thought they were prepared to answer. But the moment your name was mentioned, everything changed. Their face changed. Their breathing changed. Their entire energy shifted in a way everyone around them noticed immediately. And for the first time, they could not hide what they truly feel for you. Do not skip this. Because what came next was more revealing than they ever intended. At first, they tried to stay calm. They tried to act normal. They tried to pretend you were just another person in their life. But when they began speaking about you, their voice softened. Their eyes carried a different light. Their words slowed down, as if they were carefully choosing every sentence because deep down they knew speaking about you out loud would make everything real. And then they said something that shocked even them. They admitted, no one has affected them the way you have. No one has entered their heart the way you did. No one has stayed in their thoughts the way you continue to. The people around them heard it, felt it, recognized it, because some truths are impossible to disguise once spoken aloud. And the moment they said those words, something awakened inside them, a realization, a deep one they had been avoiding for longer than you know. They realized their feelings for you are no longer temporary, no longer confusing, no longer something they can keep explaining away. What they feel for you has become undeniable, and that realization changes everything. Because before today, they still had room to run from it. They still had room to distract themselves. They still had room to convince themselves it was just curiosity, just attraction, just emotion. But now they know better. Now they understand this is deeper. Now they understand your connection was never ordinary. And once someone reaches that understanding, their entire world begins to rearrange itself. Listen carefully, because this next part matters. When they finished speaking about you, someone looked directly at them and said words they were not prepared to hear. They were told, you do not talk about someone like that unless you love them. Silence filled the room, and in that silence, their heart answered before their mind could, because the truth they have been resisting was suddenly standing in front of them with nowhere left to hide. Do you understand what that means? It means your soulmate is no longer merely feeling something. They are confronting it, facing it, accepting it, and when a person stops running from what they feel, movement begins, fast. Unexpectedly fast. Stay with this message, because something huge is waiting for you. They are replaying that conversation in their mind right now. Every word, every reaction, every emotion they accidentally revealed. And for the first time, they are realizing that maybe everyone else saw it before they did. Maybe the way they light up when they hear your name. Maybe the way they keep checking for signs from you. Maybe the way they compare everyone to you. Maybe all of it has been obvious. Maybe everyone around them already knows. that their heart belongs to you, and that realization is shaking them, because once the heart becomes exposed, there is no returning to emotional distance. There is no pretending anymore, no acting unaffected, no hiding behind silence. Your soulmate is entering a phase where their emotions for you are becoming too powerful to suppress, too visible to deny, too deep to escape, and that is why the energy between you is shifting. You may have felt it recently, the strange pull, the heightened thoughts, the unexplained emotional waves, the sense that something is changing even if nothing has happened yet. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit sensing what is unfolding before your eyes can see it. Because after what was said today, they cannot go back to who they were yesterday. They cannot unknow what they now know. They cannot unfeel what they finally admitted. And soon, that inner shift will become outer action. Because the heart can only stay silent for so long before it demands to be heard. Do not skip. Because what happens next may arrive sooner than you think. They are beginning to question every reason they ever gave themselves for holding back. Every excuse, every fear, every delay, every not yet. Because now one question keeps echoing in their mind louder than all the others. If this is real, why am I still waiting? And when that question starts living inside someone, delay becomes unbearable, distance becomes painful, silence becomes impossible. They are approaching the point where they will no longer be able to keep this hidden from you. A confession is building, a truth is rising, a moment is approaching, and when it arrives, it will not feel random. It will feel like everything has been leading to it, because it has. Your soulmate talked about you today. But what was said did more than reveal their feelings. It awakened them. It pushed them closer to a truth they can no longer avoid. And very soon, you may see them differently, hear from them unexpectedly, feel them move toward you with a boldness you have never seen before. Because once love is spoken aloud, even accidentally, it begins demanding action. And this is only the beginning. What happened after that conversation changed the way they see you forever. Because once your soulmate spoke those feelings aloud, they went quiet, not because the emotions disappeared, but because they became too real to ignore. And in that silence, they started understanding something that shook them deeply. They are not simply drawn to you. They are not merely curious about you. They are emotionally tied to you in a way they never planned for. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, after everyone else moved on from that conversation. Your soulmate did not. Those words stayed with them, echoed in their thoughts, repeated in their mind again and again. You do not talk about someone like that unless you love them. And suddenly, everything they had tried to dismiss began making sense. The reason they think about you at random moments. The reason your energy lingers in their mind long after conversations end. The reason no one else ever seems to compare. The reason they keep finding themselves pulled back toward you, even when they try to focus elsewhere. Do not skip this, because the realization hitting them now is bigger than emotion. It is clarity, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of clarity. They are realizing you were never just someone to them. You were never temporary, never ordinary, never replaceable. You entered their life carrying something different. Something they still struggle to explain. And now, they are finally admitting to themselves. You may be the person they have been searching for all along. That thought terrifies them, and excites them, at the same time, because when someone realizes they may have found the person who truly matters, everything changes. Their standards change. Their priorities change. Their fears rise. Their courage rises too. And that is exactly what is happening right now. Your soulmate is beginning to replay every interaction with you, every glance, every conversation, every moment where your presence affected them more than they admitted. They are seeing the signs now, the signs they once ignored, the signs that kept whispering. This connection is not normal. Stay till the end, because what they are planning in their heart right now may surprise you. They have started imagining what life would look like if they stopped holding back, if they stopped pretending, if they finally let you know the truth. They are picturing the conversation, the confession, the moment they look at you and reveal what has been hidden all this time. And the more they imagine it, the more impossible silence becomes. But listen carefully, they are still fighting one final battle inside themselves. Fear. Fear of being vulnerable. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear that their timing may be wrong. Fear that if they reveal everything, nothing will ever be the same again. Yet despite that fear, their heart is pushing harder than ever before. Because real feelings do not disappear simply because someone tries to suppress them. Real feelings grow louder, stronger, heavier, until they demand expression. And that demand is building within them now. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. They are noticing signs about you everywhere. Your name, songs that remind them of you, random memories, unexpected emotions, moments where your presence enters their mind without warning. It feels almost supernatural to them, as if life itself keeps bringing you back into focus. And every sign only confirms what they are now beginning to accept. You matter more than they wanted to admit, more than they planned, more than they expected. That is why they are changing, quietly, internally, powerfully. They may not have reached out yet, but something in them is preparing to speak differently, preparing to act differently, preparing to stop giving half effort to something their soul fully feels. And when that shift completes, you will notice, because the next version of them that approaches you will not be uncertain, will not be casual, will not be emotionally distant. They will come with intention, with clarity, with truth in their eyes. Because once someone realizes they are in love, pretending becomes exhausting. And your soulmate is becoming exhausted from pretending. The wall they built is weakening. The resistance is fading. The truth is pressing harder each day. And very soon, that truth may spill out in a way neither of you can ignore. A message, a call, a confession, an unexpected moment where everything changes. Because what was said about you today did not just expose their feelings, it accelerated them. It forced your soulmate to confront what their heart has known for longer than their mind was willing to admit. And now, the distance between realization and action is shrinking, rapidly. So if you have felt lately that something is building, that an emotional shift is in the air, that your connection is approaching a turning point, trust that feeling. Because you are not imagining it. Something is moving behind the scenes. Something powerful. Something emotional. Something that may soon bring the truth directly to your door. And when it does, you will understand why everything had to unfold this way. Because some revelations arrive quietly, before they change everything loudly. And what your soulmate said today was only the beginning. There comes a moment in every great love story, when the heart stops asking, what if, and starts asking, what if I lose them? That moment is arriving for your soulmate now. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. They have spent so much time trying to understand their feelings, trying to control them, trying to move carefully around emotions that refuse to stay quiet. But suddenly, another realization has entered their mind, a realization more powerful than all the others. They could lose you, not in theory, not someday, not eventually, but truly lose the chance to have you. If they wait too long, and that thought is shaking them more than they expected, do not skip this, because when someone realizes they may lose the person who matters most, everything inside them changes. They begin noticing things they ignored before. The possibility that someone else could step into your life. The possibility that someone else could offer you what they have been too afraid to give. The possibility that while they remain silent, another person may become the one who receives the love they never confessed. And suddenly, silence no longer feels safe. Silence feels dangerous to their future. That fear is creating urgency inside them. A powerful urgency. Because they are starting to understand something painful. Waiting may cost them everything. So now they are watching you differently. Paying attention differently. Listening more closely when you speak. Wondering who else may be near you. Wondering if your heart still has room for them. Wondering if they still have time. And the more they think about losing you, the more impossible it becomes for them to remain passive. Stay till the end. Because what they are deciding right now could change everything between you. They are no longer focused only on how they feel. Now they are focused on what they must do. That shift is massive. Because feelings without action create longing. But feelings with urgency create movement. And your soulmate is moving emotionally toward a breaking point. A moment where holding back hurts more than being vulnerable. A moment where fear of regret becomes greater than fear of rejection. A moment where they decide, it is better to risk honesty than live with silence. Do not skip. Because that moment is closer than you think. They are replaying every sign that made them hesitate. Every excuse they once used. Every reason they told themselves to wait. And now? None of those reasons feel strong enough anymore. Because none of them matter more than the possibility of losing you. And here is what they are beginning to admit privately. If you were no longer available. If you truly moved on. If someone else became your peace. They would regret their silence for the rest of their life. That realization is haunting them. Following them. Changing their decisions in real time. Because some truths arrive like whispers. And some arrive like lightning. This one hit them like lightning. You are not someone they can casually let go of. You are not someone they can simply get over. You are not someone they can watch disappear and feel fine. No, you have become too important, too rare, too deeply connected to their heart. And now that they know that, action becomes inevitable. Something huge is waiting for you. Because they are beginning to prepare for the moment they finally approach you differently. Not with uncertainty, not with hesitation, but with intention. They are thinking carefully now, about what to say, how to say it, when to say it. They want the moment to matter, because in their heart, they know this confession may alter everything. And they are right. It will. Because the truth they are preparing to reveal is not small. It is not casual. It is not ordinary affection. It is the truth that you have become one of the deepest emotions they have ever experienced. And once that truth leaves their lips, nothing between you will remain the same. Stay till the end. Because this next part matters more than you know. There is one final thing pushing them forward. They have started feeling that you may already sense it. That perhaps your heart knows more than your mind can explain. That maybe the connection between you has been speaking in silence all along. And that thought gives them courage. Because if your soul has been feeling them too, then maybe this is not one-sided. Maybe this is mutual. Maybe this is destiny unfolding exactly when it should. That possibility is giving them hope. And hope is turning into boldness. Slowly, powerfully, unavoidably. So if you have felt their energy stronger lately, if you have thought of them more than usual, if your intuition keeps whispering that something is coming, listen to it. Because your soulmate is not standing still anymore. They are reaching the point of no return. The point where love outweighs fear. The point where silence becomes unbearable. The point where they know, if they do not step forward now, they may lose the greatest connection they have ever known. And they are not willing to let that happen. What was said about you today started this chain reaction. But what happens next may be the moment your entire connection transforms. Because once fear of losing someone enters the heart, love stops hiding, and your soulmate's love is almost done hiding. Sometimes, a single moment is all it takes to change hesitation into action. And for your soulmate, that moment is closer than they realize. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. They have been carrying these feelings quietly, thinking, replaying, wondering, preparing. But deep inside, they have still been waiting for one final sign. One undeniable confirmation. One moment that tells them, now is the time. And that sign is coming. It may arrive through something small. A random interaction, a sudden memory, an unexpected conversation, a moment where they see your value more clearly than ever before. But when it happens, it will hit them with overwhelming force. Because suddenly they will understand, you are not someone they can keep risking through delay. Do not skip this. Because the realization approaching them is powerful. If they do not step forward soon, someone else may, and for the first time. That possibility no longer feels distant to them. It feels real, immediate, urgent. They are beginning to notice how desirable you are, how magnetic your energy is, how naturally others are drawn to your presence. And something inside them is awakening fast, a fierce understanding that what they have with you is too valuable to leave uncertain. That understanding is becoming their final push. Stay till the end. Because what happens after this inner shift may surprise you completely. They are no longer asking themselves if they should tell you. They are asking when. That is the difference. That is the transformation. That is the moment everything begins changing. Because once the question shifts from, should I, to, when do I? Action is no longer hypothetical. It is inevitable. And right now, they are quietly planning, thinking about the perfect timing, the right words, the right moment, the right opening. Because they do not want this to be careless. They want it to be meaningful, memorable. Real. They know what they feel is too deep for half measures, too powerful for vague hints, too serious for games. So when they come forward, it will not be small, it will not be casual, it will carry weight, emotion, truth. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. There is another truth they are facing now. The more they delay, the more intense their feelings become. Not weaker, not calmer, stronger, heavier, more impossible to ignore. Your absence affects them. Your silence affects them. Even the thought of not knowing where they stand with you affects them. That emotional pressure is building day by day. And pressure like that eventually creates action. Always. Because the heart can only carry unspoken truth for so long before it demands release. And your soulmate's heart is reaching that limit, very soon. They may do something unexpected. Reach out unexpectedly. Start a conversation that feels different. Say something with more vulnerability than ever before. Reveal emotion in a way that catches you off guard. Because when someone decides they can no longer lose the chance to love openly, they stop behaving cautiously. They start behaving bravely. And bravery is rising in them now. Stay till the end. Because the next contact may happen when you least expect it. Not when you are waiting. Not when you are watching the clock. Not when you are trying to predict it. But in an ordinary moment. A simple day. A quiet hour. When suddenly everything shifts. A message. A call. A confession. A sentence that instantly lets you know, this is no longer the same connection it once was. Because what was spoken about you, what they admitted, what they finally understood, has transformed the way they approach you forever. They cannot return to pretending after this. They cannot go back to distance after feeling this much. They cannot continue acting like you are ordinary when their heart knows you are not. And that is why the next chapter between you will feel different, deeper, warmer, more honest, more intentional. Because your soulmate has crossed an invisible line within themselves. The line between wondering and deciding. The line between feeling and acting. The line between silence and truth. What they said about you today changed everything, but what they do next may change your entire future with them.